I heard the platypus wants to kill me. Stop it! Stop it now.
I wish I had more serotonin in my brain, then maybe I'd feel less insane from time to time.
Welcome to Awkward Mammals.
Don't tap the glass.
Don't tap it. I'm the platypus. Or am I the jackalope? Which one am I?
You can pick.
Okay. I'm a jackalope. Dakota.
All right. I'm Benton. I'm a bipedal mammalian organism.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I'm a perfectionist. So today we're talking about exercise.
Yay!
And before we dive on in, we wanted to do a cash for clunkers. Mine's going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger for
What?
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Schwarzenegger? What did he do to you?
Nothing really. I'll trade in Arnold Schwarzenegger for J.R.R. Tolkien,
Okay.
so I can have lunch with J.R.R. Tolkien.
Gotcha.
I think it'd be fun.
Lord of the Onion Rings makes sense.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that. You blaspheme against the greatest franchise in the entire world.
And now for a moment of cringe. I'm gonna go. It's not really a celebrity. He's attempting to be a celebrity, and the media is helping him do so. I'm gonna go David Hogg. And whatever the little friend of his is, but him specifically.
Oh,
The Parkland,
the crisis actor,
the activist,
The crisis
huge air
actor.
quote. Yeah, I don't like guns, guy.
Yeah.
Even though there's nothing about him. Yeah, so David Hogg for James Avery. I'm bringing back James Avery.
That's two of my names.
Huh?
My full name is Benton Avery James.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, really.
I didn't know your middle name. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, James Avery, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince.
Yes.
Bringing him back.
Bring him back.
Bringing him back.
Yes.
West Philadelphia, born and raised from the dead.
Nice.
Nice.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah. Better than Lord of the Onion Rings.
I agree. It was better than Lord of the Onion
Y'all can eat
Rings.
at the Hobbit.
So today we're talking about exercise. Troll. You're not a jackalope. You live under a bridge.
Is there an animal kingdom for douchebags?
So we're talking about exercise, different kinds of exercises, different exercise plans.
What we should do, but probably don't. At least for me.
Fair enough. So let's get into, I guess different types of exercise. You talk about exercise, and what are you talking about? Ideally, you want to do something that's strenuous, which means by the end of it, you should be sweating. Maybe not out of breath, but at least, like something that'll get you work. Well, that should make you feel like you're exhausted afterwards. Some people who are active exercise between 15 minutes to sometimes an hour, 2 hours a day. I think 2 to 3 hours or anything longer is extreme.
Yeah.
And it's really pushing it.
I think that with the recommendation and all the TV spots you see for the initiative is like bare minimum 30 minutes. Bare minimum, which I think is suffice.
30 minutes is not bad. 20. I've heard.
I think an hour or an hour and 15 would do you better. But I mean,
I would agree. But any amount of exercise is better than no exercise for sure. I personally do about 15 to 30 minutes every day myself. To exercise every day is definitely above average as far as the frequency. Typically, people will say, between 3 to 4 at minimum. 3 to 4 days a week minimum exercise, and then between like 15, 30 minutes, but leaning towards 30 for sure. Yeah. Leaning towards 30 for sure.
Me personally, when I go to the gym, I go to about 2 to 3 times this decade I've gone. And when I go, I'm just kidding, I like to at least get an hour. I don't feel like, and I think it's because I know I've done more because I used to be involved in athletics, and I used to be in marching band, and when I started my job, before I was in the sales position, I was a technician, which is, that's all you're doing is going upstairs, swinging pickaxes, crawling under houses, so it's very strenuous activity all day. So, in my mind, I know I've done more than this, I'm capable of doing more than this, so I don't feel right if I don't at least get an hour. I just feel like a lazy, and if I'm not hurting, then I know I'm not, there's no growth, or there's no comfort in a growth zone.
Yeah,
so
I would agree, and I think that's appropriate. An hour is great. An hour is great if you can push an hour when you're working out every session. That's great. That's pretty fantastic.
That includes stretches. So that I should mention that. So
that's good too.
About 10, 12 minutes of stretching, warming up, so that nothing gets out of place or out of whack during the exercise. So
it's said it's good to stretch before and after.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That's the general consensus anyway.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't know maybe why, it's because there are some guys that just go in the gym and just start huffing it. The big, unnecessarily large men. Usually it's
the ones that eat the weights.
Yes, exactly. The ones that put ranch on the dumbbells and eat them whole. Exactly, those guys. Low calorie ranch.
Mine's vegan ranch.
Is this a black bean dumbbell?
You tool. You could have eaten a perfectly.
Yeah.
You should at least go eat the machines no one else
Today's
wants to work out.
Today's throat day. Huh? Bro,
I'm working out my Adam's apple.
Your esophagus is so swole, man. Yeah, so for those of you who don't understand maybe why you stretch, it's to loosen everything up so that when you're, and I'm not a fitness guru by any means, but I know enough, and I've seen definitely the results, what the difference is. So you stretch and you do some appropriate breathing before and after, and then when your cool down times, you need to have cool down times too after you do something that's important, so that you don't get muscle cramps and stuff doesn't get dislocated as easily. You have more dexterity when you're doing the workout, so you'll be able to go for longer repetitions. It's like when you change strings on a guitar, you're supposed to stretch the strings so that nothing gets out of whack, because the guitar will get bent and the strings won't have the long life that they do. So same concept essentially.
If you're going to stretch before or after, it's recommended to stretch after as a cool down for the workout, because then your muscles are able to heal and kind of build up and bulk up the way they're supposed to. That kind of thing. But yeah, stretching before is not bad, but definitely stretching afterwards is important. I use this app every day called Home Workout. It's on Google Play, and it's on the Apple Store. It doesn't cost anything to download. It's really awesome. You can do what's called the 7x4 program, or challenge rather, where you do 7 days a week for 4 weeks, and they just do all body, all around workouts, and they'll generally focus and pay attention to specific parts of the area, like chest and triceps, or back and biceps, or shoulders and back, or core and abs, or legs and things like that. So you're getting an all around workout, or you can go ahead and hit up different spots of your body where you can target certain areas and just do a beginner or intermediate or advanced workout. There are ads with it, and that's kind of annoying. I wish they'd get rid of those. But
let me ask you a question.
Shoot.
If I might. Let's have it. I want to get your opinion. Do you think there's...
I think that's ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Awesome. What you got? So, do you believe there's less validity, or do you, and I think I already know the answer, but this is for people listening, for those of you to open your minds. Me personally, I like the setting of a gym. I like the investment of the gym. Do you think there's less validity in people who do home workouts as opposed to in the gym, and do you think there's maybe an advantage of one over the other in a matter of physical results?
I've definitely tried the gym myself as a source of motivation, so I see where you're coming from, and I have other friends come up to me and say, yeah, I got a gym membership, so hopefully I'll use it and work out more. I'm of the opinion whatever works. If it's at home, if it's a gym, whatever motivates you to get up and do it, do it.
'Cause you're strictly home, right?
I'm strict.
Now.
I stay at home. Yeah, it's cheap. I can do everything. I stick to calisthenics. Just for those listening and who don't know, calisthenics are free form body weight using for instance push-ups, sit-ups, squats.
Oh, okay.
So
that's what you call those.
Yeah, using your own body weight to exercise as for resistance and stuff. If I had a pull-up bar, that's calisthenics as well. There are actually many different divisions of calisthenics. Yoga, for instance, parkour and free running. Those two are separate. If you ask anybody who's into it.
Yeah.
Pilates is a form of calisthenics. So those kinds of things, they strictly use your body, and it helps build muscle endurance. I do yoga. I want to say at least a third of the workouts I do are yoga now, are strictly yoga. What you can do instead of, in addition to lengthening the amount of time you spend on a workout, is increasing the intensity. When you go to a gym and stuff, you can increase the weight you do. I prefer calisthenics not only because I can use my own body and I don't need a gym membership, but I also feel I am allowed to work on my form, and it's easier to do that. And plus, I'm pushing myself instead of pushing myself against somebody else. Which, when I'm in a situation like that, I get kind of competitive, and so I have to feel like I have to impress other people. Whereas I'm at home, I'm like, okay, I get to go at my own pace.
Right. See, I like the gym because of the non-impressing factor. At least with my gym, it's a very non-judgmental gym, and a lot of people in there are just.
Excuse me.
In the
this
same.
Is the judgment-free zone.
I go to Planet Fitness.
Okay.
I couldn't help notice that your left fat panel got caught in the weights there. It got sandwiched between the 20 and the 25.
A little too much love on your handle, did we?
A little too much maflabolism got going on over there. So, no, I like Planet Fitness because it's very non-judgy. A lot of people in there are in the same boat as I am, and they're just trying to... For me, lately I've been working out. I've taken a different approach to it because I know you and I haven't always known each other, but I used to be thinner significantly. I'm about at 250-something right now. So I've always been a bigger guy for the most part, except for those 4 years that I enjoyed skinniness and women being attracted to me. It was great. I've been taking a different approach to it, and not necessarily for the vain reasons of looking good, but just trying to be healthier, to get better sleep, to have better breathing, to just not feel so sluggish. Sure. And that's why I'm trying to get back in it. And that's what I love about Planet Fitness, is a lot of people in there are seemingly doing it for the same reason. Every now and then you get the one guy, but for the most part it's very anti-stereotypical gym, which I love. Okay. And it's only $10 a month. So I like it because it's very no pressure. Everyone's like, here, let me show you how to use this equipment so you don't embarrass yourself using the things you don't know how to use. They're just like, hey, let me help you. Everyone's very nice. So
nice. Well, I think this might be a good time to go to commercial break.
Great time. We had a huge investment on a commercial break this week. We're very excited.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah. Be back.
Someone to change a game.
Someone to change the game. Someone to change the world.
But little do they know they barely have to change a thing.
Just their energy drink.
Strain!
Strain is the 1.7 calorie energy drink that simulates the soreness and perspiration that comes after the big game, without you even having to work for it.
97% lactic acid, 3% magnesium, 100% awesome!
Some energy drinks make champions, but only one makes you feel like a champion.
Chest bump me, bro!
I'm scared, man!
Come on!
I took strain! My abs hurt!
No strain, no gain, brother!
My abs!
Warning, do not drink strain if you are nursing, pregnant, or can pronounce the word pregnant.
Yeah. Okay, and we're back.
We're back. Thank you for our sponsor. Run out and grab a case.
Grab 4.
Yeah.
You don't want to run out.
Not 4 Loco. Just 4 of those.
Just
strain.
I mean, I heard actually they're coming out with a strain Loco.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, they have a strain night, they have a strain Loco.
They supposedly they're going to be doing intravenous strain.
They might even have taste testers for kind of like a protein powder kind of thing that you can put in a protein shake.
Cool.
Kind of way.
It has been tested on animals, guys, and it is proven that animals will ingest it. So it's totally available on shelves. So. Straining just thinking about it.
So we talked about different type of exercises and things like that. I want to get into specifics. Creativity and exercising is important for keeping up motivation and stuff. With the app I use, for instance, I use it every day, but like as I progress more and more through the 7x4 challenge, it incorporates, like, for instance, when I'm doing push-ups, I started doing push-ups I've never heard of before. And I was like a push-up king in college. I used to be able to do 80 in a row.
I just know standard stance, girl stance, and trapezoid is my favorite.
Diamond push-up?
Yeah, the diamond, that's what.
Traditionally called the diamond.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can go through these right. Okay, so yeah, you have your regular push-ups. You have wide arm or bridge push-ups.
Okay,
You
gotcha.
have, I'm not going to count girl push-ups because I'm a man. There are Spider-Man push-ups, staggered push-ups. Hindu push-ups will test you, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, they're crazy. Isolated push-ups. Those you can do, let's see, clapping push-ups.
Is a Hindu push-up the one where you put your knees on your elbows and go up and down?
No, that's a variant froggy style pose in yoga. But
Okay.
The Hindu push-up, you start off as like a downward dog, and you kind of shift into cobra and then back into downward dog, except you make like a kind of a circular motion with your body.
Sounds horrible.
It's really hard.
That sounds horrible.
It's easier now that I've done it a lot, but it gets easier as you do it. There are decline push-ups, incline push-ups. There are handstand push-ups, which I've never attempted yet because I just don't have the upper body strength yet. I'd like to. And I'm sure that, I forgot archer push-ups and one-arm push-ups. Archer push-ups, it's kind of a good segue to an one-arm push-up. You put both hands on the ground, about shoulder width, give or take, and then you lean your body over to one side, push up, and then to the other side, push up, and then just keep going back and forth and stuff. It's pretty intense.
They had us do those in band.
They're pretty intense.
Yeah.
They're pretty intense. There's a type of calisthenics that I mentioned. Maybe I mentioned earlier, maybe I didn't. It's called plyometrics. It basically means explosive leg movement.
Okay.
So different types of exercise. You're jumping, you're lunging super far, you're doing all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's fun. Like I said, changing up the different types of exercise you do will help keep your interest and motivation up. Like, I hate cardio, but every now and then I
don't enjoy it either. I'm getting more used to it, but yeah.
Rarely I'm in the mood for it and I'll do it. But generally speaking, when I think of going on for a run, I'm like, oh.
You know what has helped me with that? And I'm maybe one day when you get a gym membership again, you can, because on my mission, it was required every morning that we ran either 20 minutes. It was 20 minutes and 2 miles. So it's not one or the other. It's you went until you got to both.
Oh, okay.
So if you hit 2 miles at 15, you go 5 more minutes. But if you got to 20 minutes and you run a mile, run another mile.
Dang.
So yeah, every 6 o'clock every morning. So I do not like cardio, to say the least. But what has really helped me with those is the elliptical machines.
Elliptical's fun.
And those get you, because you can get the same, you can actually get more calories on those than you could running. And you can just tailor it to do a fat burning regimen.
Easier on your knees too.
It's way easier on the knees, and I have a horrible left knee. I have a cyst, so that helps me a ton. And it's not as strenuous on your respiratory as the other one. So definitely.
And as far as like goals and stuff for what you want to accomplish, now keep in mind, a lot more experts are coming out and saying what you eat is going to make a humongous impact on the results you have when you exercise. And we can talk about that another time, I think. But so like you mentioned cardio, that's great for burning fat. That's great for, and also just cardiovascular vascular health.
Get that heart muscle going.
For sure. I don't actually do cardio enough. I mean, I avoid it mostly because I'm skinny.
Is that really what is good for fat burning?
Yeah.
Because maybe I need to focus more on that then.
Because cardio, and it doesn't have to be just running. Like I love swimming, so that's great.
Swimming's my favorite.
Swimming is fun, cardio, and it's a good resistance exercise too. It'll build all different kinds of muscles in your body. It's great. Wonderful exercise. If you're if you prefer the gym or whatever, or if you're using free weights or whatever, I'm more likely to use free weights if I'm going to be at home. But yeah, like if you're at the gym or using free weights or whatever, you'll want to do, if you're building muscle, if you're bulking up, you'll want to do lower number of reps with higher weight, with more weight.
Okay.
And if you're losing, and if you want to get more tone, so like for instance, if you're focused on like building a 6-pack versus like, or like chiseling your arms or chest versus making it bigger, you'll want to add more weights, or sorry, more repetition, more reps, and lower weight in order to get more tone.
Okay, so if you want definition, more reps, less weight.
Right.
Okay, I'm glad this is recorded because it's hard to kind of talk about exercise without talking about diet too, but that could be a different episode.
Sure. Yeah.
But my philosophy is I do the cardio more so just to help me breathe better.
Sure.
But I've been focusing on weights a little bit more because my goal is obviously to lose weight eventually. I'll get there, but apparently I should be doing cardio if that's my goal. If I want to burn the fat,
yeah, you should be.
My midsection is my problem.
Most of what you should be doing is cardio if you're trying to lose weight.
Because I see my mentality going into it is that muscle burns fat. So if I build muscle, it'll help me keep thinner. As
not necessarily. No. What may end up happening is the fat will turn into muscle.
Okay.
Which is probably what will end up happening if you continue that way, which isn't bad. But if you're looking to just lose weight, then cardio is the way to go.
So cardio, lose the weight, and then bulk up. Because I think that's what is happening, actually, now that you say it. Is like, because sometimes, like, some of my areas, it seems like they're the same size, but they're just harder.
Yeah.
Is that, you know what I'm saying? It's like you said, the fat just got solidified.
Also, other things that you may not have considered listening to the podcast until this now. For instance, there are other things you can do besides just bulk up or tone or increase in, like you can focus on muscle endurance. There's what's called an isotropic hold, where you hold on to a weight for a muscle. You're doing an exercise, except you're holding on to a certain position with that weight, and then slowly releasing it.
That's hard.
So it's a very controlled movement. Yeah,
I do that. It's called what did you say? Isotropic.
Isotropic hold.
I do that. I just call it resistance.
And yeah, it is a resistance. So yeah, it's resistance training, and it's super. And the idea is to not. If you want to slowly control it, that's great. But like don't even just leave it there, and then just slowly see how long it takes to go all the way.
Okay.
And just let go, and it builds up density in your muscles without building, and it builds mass without making it bulkier. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get a lot stronger, because a lot of other professional trainers and other people I've talked to as well will tell you the same thing. It doesn't matter how big you are, just how hard it is. And I know that sounds kind of dirty, but it doesn't matter how big you are, just It's so like you can have a gigantic bicep. Bicep, but it won't mean as much as a really rock solid bicep.
I agree.
So there's that. And if you're like working on like core, actually, if you're going to work on any particular part of the body, a lot of experts and fitness nuts all agree, whether it's bodybuilding or yoga or whatever the case may be, core is essential in a lot of your workouts. Core. Okay. And then next is butt, maybe. I'd say second is probably like core and glutes. Like for instance, if you have a lot of lower back pain, working out your butt, working out your glutes will help reduce the sacroiliac
area. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you just said.
Yes. my sacrum's out of whack. That's how I know. When I do like the butt stuff, it helps with my lower back pain. Yeah. So, yes, for sure.
Anyway, for sure. And there's like so many different source materials you can go to and look online and stuff, and so. But yeah, I think that's all the time that we have for today.
What's our takeaway, Ben?
Our takeaway, I'm going to say read the fine print.
Okay. Mine is if you go to a gym, don't be a lughead. And just FYI, Tiffany on treadmill number 8 does not care how much you're lifting. And then the other is, it's just some common sense. Don't push yourself, please. I've pushed myself. I've seen people push themselves. Don't give yourself a hernia for the sake of looking better. Just do what's comfortable, and it'll come.
I actually have a story regarding that real quick.
Oh, boy.
So on this, I believe it was the day of or the day before, I had this hot date in college. We ended up dating and stuff. It didn't work out, obviously, but that's okay.
It didn't work.
Hottest girl I ever dated in college, hands down. I will say that much.
Okay.
And I was lucky to have her. Tell you what, we're still friends.
That's good.
Yeah, we're friends. And so I worked out my biceps a ton. It was our first date. And I tried to be all smooth and put my arm around her and stuff in the movie theater. But no matter where we went or what we did, the entire night, every time I moved my arms up or down, even a millimeter, it was like screaming, searing pain in my muscles for for at least a few days. It was ridiculous. Luckily, she was pursuing physical therapy. So she was able to give me some pointers and things
Easy
like that.
stuff, lightweight.
Yeah. I was doing 21s.
No, I'm saying the physical therapy.
Oh.
My wife's an occupational therapist, so
Oh, okay.
there's a unspoken beef between the two.
Is there really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Not that I mean, okay. Well, I guess
Yeah,
I'll
you know, it's like when I'm driving around town and I see a Terminix van, I'm like, oh, these jokers. Look at these guys. $280 renewal fee. Come on.
Well, another time we should follow up with a diet to go along with the exercise.
And Benton won't say it, but I'll say it because I don't care. If you do it right, sex is a wonderful workout that has many benefits.
Screw the workout. It's a wonderful experience. You'll actually burn a lot more calories having sex than a lot of other things.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. If you're doing it right, if you mix up the positions, you're getting calisthenics, you're getting Pilates, you're getting cardio, and if you're dating a big girl, you're getting the free weights. So.
Well, it's only true. And we don't lie at Awkward Mammals.
Honey, you want to go for a walk? I'll get the forklift.
Oh. How are you still married?
Me? Because I say these things not around her. Behind closed doors.
You know, actually, I can kind of relate. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys so much. Awkward Mammals presents When Canadians Get Angry. Scenario number 1, Fender Bender. Excuse me, sir. Step out of the car, please, and we can talk about this.
Oh, of course. Well...
I could not help notice that your vision must be impaired because you've hit my motor vehicle.
Oh, sorry, eh? I was rushing to work, and I guess I just... I guess you got my... I'm sorry, I got behind your car, and I... Oh, it sounded like a box of freezies going off.
A box of freezies. You must be from a province that is less substantial than mine.
And my toque almost fell off.
I saw a huge dent in the back of my I Love Syrup license plate, so I think a policy needs to be reported. You have bumped into the back of my vehicle, and I expect you to pay me at least a couple of dollars.
Hey, hoser, hang on just a moment. There, your tail, the end of your car got in the way of the head of my car. I believe it was your fault.
Your mother was an Expos fan.
You take that back right now.
I apologize. That was a bit out of line, eh?
But what I was getting at before you so interrupted me. By the way, that's okay.
I apologize.
No, that's okay. I understand.
That's my fault.
I was driving and your car got in the way, and I believe we should settle this as quickly as possible. And I'll be okay with an apology. To be quite honest, I don't feel like fighting today.
Well, I don't feel like fighting myself. I do. I have to sleep on it though. Maybe we could exchange information.
Okay, that sounds good, eh?
Yes. Okay.